morning students, this is 11th class biology chapter 10 cell cycle and cell division, and this is lecture number 3 of this chapter. Today we will discuss about meiosis. So one stage of meiosis we will discuss today, and that is prophase. So let's start. Meiosis is the division of diploid germ cells that reduces the chromosome number by half. As I told you, there are two types of cells in our body: somatic cells and germ cells, right? In somatic cells, mitotic division occurs, and in germ cells, meiosis occurs. And you know, meiosis is reductional division. Reductional division means chromosome number becomes half in meiosis division, right? So this meiosis division occurs in germ cells and form the daughter cells having half of the chromosome number, right? So here the chromosome number by half, forming haploid daughter cells. Haploid daughter cells because you know there are 23 pairs of chromosomes in our cells, right? And that set of chromosome is called diploid. So a diploid set of chromosome is present in our cells, or you can say those cells are diploid cells, right? And here, because chromosome number is becoming half, that's why the forming cells will be called haploid daughter cells. And these haploid daughter cells are actually gametes, okay? The gametes which are formed inside our body, like sperms in male and eggs in female. So those are gametes, and those are formed by meiosis division, okay? And those are haploid daughter cells. Now this meiosis division occurs during gametogenesis. Gametogenesis means gamete formation, sperm and egg formation. It leads to haploid phase in the life cycle of sexually reproducing organism. So haploid phase because it leads to formation of haploid daughter cells, right? And sexually reproducing organism because sperms and eggs are formed, gametes are formed in sexually reproducing organism. And fertilization restores the diploid phase. Now you have seen that haploid gametes are formed by meiosis division, and when fusion of gametes occur, means fertilization occur, when sperm and ova get fused, then again diploid phase will be restored, okay? Again the zygote that will be formed, that zygote will be diploid. Now meiosis division involves two cycles, means two phases, you can say meiosis 1 and meiosis 2, but only a single cycle of DNA replication. So two cycle here, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2, but DNA replication occurs only once. So it involves pairing of homologous chromosomes and recombination between them, because we have 23 homologous chromosome, we have a pair of each chromosome, right? So that pair is called homologous to each other, right? So here in the meiosis division, pairing of homologous chromosome occur, and due to that pairing there will be exchange of genetic material, that is called recombination. About this we will discuss in our topic also. So that pairing and recombination occur in meiosis division. Meiosis 1 begins after replication of parental chromosomes to form identical sister chromatids at the S phase of interphase, okay? So when the meiosis 1 begins, when sister chromatid of the chromosome has been formed during S phase. After that G2 phase will come after that S phase, and then meiosis 1 begins, right? Now 4 haploid cells are formed at the end of meiosis 2. So it is different from mitosis. In mitosis, you know, 2 daughter cells are formed at the end, but here 4 daughter cells are formed from one cell, from one parent cell, okay? And those 4 daughter cells are haploid cells. Stages of meiosis. So meiosis completes in 2 stages, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. And both are having these phases, like in meiosis 1 there is prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1 and telophase 1. Likewise in meiosis 2 also there is prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2 and telophase 2. So let's start with meiosis 1. First stage of meiosis 1 is prophase. Okay, so this is called prophase 1. It is typically longer and more complex. So it is longer than prophase of mitosis, okay, and it is very complex. It is more complex than prophase of mitosis. And it includes 5 phases based on chromosomal behavior. So under the prophase of meiosis 1, there are 5 subphases, you can say. So these are phases of prophase 1. First is leptotene, then zygotene, pachytene, diplotene and dikinesis. All these stages are there. So let's start what happened during the leptotene stage of prophase 1. During leptotene stage, chromatin fibers are you can say the genetic material that is present during the interphase stage, okay, and just after the interphase, you know, this meiosis 1 will begin, and the first stage is this leptotene under the prophase 1, right? So chromatin material is present up to this stage. Now what happened during this stage? The chromatin fibers become long slender chromosome, like you can see here, okay. These will start, like chromatin fibers will start condensation and will start taking shape of chromosomes, right? So these are the chromatin material taking shape of chromosomes. After leptotene stage, next stage of prophase 1 is zygotene, that is also called zygonema. In this stage, chromosomes become more condensed. Okay, so condensation is going on here. You might be remember about the prophase of mitosis also. There also, what was happening during the prophase? Condensation of chromosomes was going on during the prophase, right? And here also, like in all stages of the prophase, condensation of chromosome is occurring. Okay, so in zygotene stage also, this chromosome becomes more condensed. Similar chromosomes start pairing together. So what happened when the you can see here, due to condensation of the chromatin material, this chromosome like structure will be formed, okay, and you know, homologous chromosomes are there. So similar chromosomes is referring here homologous chromosome, okay. So those homologous chromosomes start pairing together, and that pairing is called synapses. As you can see here, these chromosomes which are similar chromosomes, like this red one and this blue one, these will come closer to each other during the zygotene stage and will start pairing like this. As you can see here, these are homologous to each other. These chromosomes are homologous to each other, and these are forming a pairing with each other. This is called synapses. With the help of a complex structure called synaptonemal complex. So this is synaptonemal complex, you can say, due to which these homologous chromosomes are pairing to each other. Okay, this is synaptonemal complex. The paired chromosomes are called homologous chromosome. Okay, these similar chromosomes which are paired are called homologous chromosome. Each pair of homologous chromosomes is called a bivalent. So each pair is called a bivalent. Like these homologous chromosomes are paired here. Another pair of homologous chromosome will be there. So each pair will be called a bivalent. Like this is one bivalent. Okay, this will form another. Like this one will form another bivalent. Okay. So these are bivalents which are formed during zygotene stage. After zygotene, next stage of prophase 1 is pachytene or pachytene stage. And this stage is comparatively longer than lactotene and zygotene stage. Okay, and here bivalent chromosomes split into similar chromatids, and this stage is called tetrads. As I told you, bivalent chromosomes are formed during the zygotene stage, but these bivalents became more visible during the pachytene stage because the chromatids of the chromosomes get distinguished here in pachytene stage, okay, and because there will be total 4 chromatids of the two homologous chromosome. So this stage will be called tetrad stage, or you can say this complex, the synapses that has been occurred between the homologous chromosome forming a tetrad. It becomes more clearly visible in this Peckytene stage. Now, appearance of recombination nodules at which crossing over occurs. So here in this stage, you can see here like chromatids are more clearly visible, right? So the structure that is formed here, the pairing had been occurred during the previous stage, but it is more clearly visible here, okay? And these are paired together, right? And when these are paired together, these chromosomes, these are homologous to each other, and all their sister chromatids are paired with each other. And when these are paired, their pairing sites, some recombination nodules will appear there, okay? So the sites where the crossing over will occur, those sites appear during Peckytene stage. And what is the name of those sites? Recombination nodules, right? And it leads to recombination of genetic material on the homologous chromosome. So what will happen now? Recombination of genetic material occurs between the homologous chromosomes, okay, because their chromatids are paired with each other, right? So genes will be exchanged between these homologous chromosomes, like what is present in these chromatids of these chromosomes. Genes are present on their arms, right? Now because these are paired, so these can exchange their genes, and that exchange of genes between the between these chromatids of the homologous chromosomes, these are actually non-sister chromatids, these are called. So that exchange of genetic material between these is called recombination of genetic material, right? So that recombination of genetic material occurs here in this stage. And at which site it occurs? At recombination nodule, right? So recombination is completed by the end of Peckytene. By the end of Peckytene, this recombination will be finished, okay? It will be over. And now we are talking about crossing over. So this crossing over is the exchange of genetic material between homologous chromosomes, you can say, right? And it is an enzyme mediated process, and the enzyme involved is called recombinase, because due to crossing over, what is happening? Recombination of genetic material is occurring, right? That's why the name of enzyme which is involved in crossing over is recombinase. After Peckytene, next stage is diplotin. And in diplotin stage, there will be dissolution of synaptonymal complex. The recombined homologous chromosomes, recombined means in which recombination has occurred, okay? So recombined homologous chromosomes of the bivalents. Bivalents was the structure that was formed due to pairing of these homologous chromosomes, right? So recombined homologous chromosome of bivalents separate from each other except at the site of crossover. So just the site at which actually the crossover has occurred. Crossover means exchange of genes have occurred, okay? Except at that site, these bivalents get separate. As you can see here, these are the two homologous chromosomes which were paired during the zygotine and Peckytene, right? Now these will start separating from each other due to dissolution of synaptonymal complex, right? And now these will remain attached only at the site of crossing over. And these X-shaped structures are called chiasmata. So X-shaped structure will be formed due to that dissolution of synaptonymal complex and due to attachment of these only at the crossover sites. X-shaped structure is formed, and that structure like this will be called chiasmata. In oocytes of some vertebrates, diplotin lasts for months or years, okay? So it is very long stage in some vertebrates. In some in oocytes of some vertebrates, diplotin lasts for months or years. Next stage is dikinesis, and this is last stage of prophase 1. And here in dikinesis, there is terminalization of chiasmata. Terminalization of chiasmata means chiasmata moves towards the ends of chromosome. Okay, so chiasmata, the S-shaped structure that was formed during the diplotin, that will terminalize now, and that chiasmata will move towards the ends of chromosome, means like here on the terminal positions. Chromosomes are fully condensed here in dikinesis because this is last stage of prophase 1, and up to last stage of prophase 1 chromosomes are fully condensed, right? The meiotic spindle fibers originate from the poles to prepare the homologous chromosomes for separation. As you know, spindle fibers originated in prophase of mitosis also, right? So here in last stage of prophase, mitotic spindle fibers arise in meiosis also. Okay, so mitotic spindle fibers originate here, and these will attach with the homologous chromosomes, right? So from the poles these originate, and homologous chromosomes will prepare themselves for the separation, right? Nucleolus and nuclear envelope disappear. So this is similar to the prophase of mitosis. Like in that also there was disappearance and disappearance of nucleolus and nuclear membrane or nuclear envelope, you can say. And here also up to last stage of prophase there is disappearance of these. So this is diagram for dikinesis. Here you can see this is chiasmata, and this terminalization of chiasmata occurs here because it you can say this joining point, it moves towards the terminal positions of chromosome. So this diagram you need to make here. Now your homework for today is NCERT question number 6, 7 and 16, and also practice all the diagrams of meiosis. Now let's discuss homework solution of previous lecture, and this is question number 5 of NCERT. Why is mitosis called equational division? Mitosis is called equational division because the number of chromosomes in the parent and progeny cells remain same. Then answer of question number 8 of NCERT. In this question you need to differentiate plant cytokinesis from animal cytokinesis. So first difference is plant cytokinesis occurs by cell plate formation, while animal cytokinesis occurs by cleavage formation. Plant cytokinesis, cell plate appears at the center and extends towards the exterior, while in animal cytokinesis, cleavage begins at the periphery and advances inward. In plant cytokinesis, the fusion of vesicles which originate from Golgi body. Okay, so the fusion of vesicles originates in the cell plate formation, and these vesicles after their fusion form cell plate here in plant cytokinesis, right? But in animal cytokinesis, cleavage starts with contraction of a peripheral ring of microfilaments. Microfilaments, you can say a type of cytoskeleton, okay, that is present in peripheral ring. So it starts with a contraction in that. Next thing is mid body is not formed during plant cytokinesis, while during the animal cytokinesis a structure appeared at the end of cytokinesis, and that structure is called mid body. Okay, so this mid body is formed with dense material in the middle of the cell towards the end of cytokinesis in case of animal cytokinesis. Next is question number 14 of NCERT, and the question is, can there be mitosis without DNA replication in S phase? As you know, DNA replication or DNA synthesis, you can say, occurs during the S phase, which is a stage during interphase. Okay, and after that cell enters in M phase. So if there is no DNA replication during S phase, cell will not be able to enter into M phase. So a cell cannot show mitosis division without DNA replication, because it's a preparatory phase, you can say. The DNA replication is required for the mitosis, okay? So it is not possible. Next question is also related to it, that can there be DNA replication without cell division? Because DNA replication is a step prior to cell division, right? And here in this step, like in S phase, DNA replicates and cell is preparing itself for the cell division, right? But sometimes in some cells DNA replication can take place, but after that it is possible that cell is not dividing. So yes, it is possible.